What a day for part of my lighting setup to break. I can't believe it. But I knew it was a little on the fritz, so I actually ordered a replacement just yesterday. Woo! And it'll be here on Saturday. So for movie math, my lighting setup will be back to normal. And half of it is still working, which is why you can see me. See, because I'm backlit, I need to have a tremendous amount of light in front of me. And I actually have 2 lighting fixtures that I use. And again, one of them broke. But it's on its way. It's on its way. And luckily it's raining today, so that's a little less light behind me. But if the clouds start to move, I'm going to become a little bit, more backlit. So I'm just giving you a heads up in advance. And again, my lighting setup will be all fixed by Sunday. All right, so let's break this trailer down. Here's some good news. If you go through this shot by shot, as I did to prepare my notes for this video, it gets a little better. And there seems to be hints at more action to come. Thank goodness. But I have to say, I like Lana Wachowski a lot. I don't always like her work, but as a person, I'm a real big fan. And I think that she should be commended on her casting in this movie alone, because while what she and her sister did in the first films was revolutionary, and I'll talk about that in a moment from a visual effects perspective and how they evolved the blockbuster, what Lana Wachowski is doing with casting in this blockbuster, this big studio movie, is, in my opinion, just as revolutionary. Remember how upset Kelly McGinnis was that she wasn't brought back for Top Gun Maverick? She's like, everyone else is coming back, but not, and I think that was a really horrible thing to do. I was like, you can't even have a cameo for her? So often, women, even in early on in franchises, they'll switch a new one out every movie. Mission Impossible was blamed for that for a while until enough people complained and they stopped doing it. Indiana Jones did that. And then also when they have a lot of these reboots and stuff, they don't bring back the actresses. So the fact that Carrie Anne-Moss is back here, front and center, makes me so happy. So I think that is incredible. Also, Lana Wachowski has cast 2 openly gay actors here, and we loves to see it. Neil Patrick Harris, I love him. He has such a great outfit here. But my favorite, Mr. Jonathan Groff. And I know many of you feel the same. I could not be a bigger Jonathan Groff fan. He is incredible. I love him so much. I've been trying to make Jonathan Groff happen, and so have for some people in Hollywood for quite a while now. And if nothing is working, like he was so good in Looking. How about, Manhunter? See, when you're off the air for a long time, people forget. But I haven't forgotten about Jonathan Groff. Oh, he's a wonderful guy. He's so talented. He's so charismatic. At least he has his Frozen money. But I want to see him on screen. So I'm absolutely thrilled that he is in this movie. Oh boy. Now what about the actors who aren't here? Quite noticeably. Well, Hugo Weaving, he couldn't come back because he had a timing conflict. Although a timing conflict that Lana Wachowski chose not to resolve. She's like, all right, well, we tried. Go do your play, Hugo Weaving. And he's like, a play for The Matrix 4. I mean, I think he should have found a way to get out of the play. But I guess, he felt that would be a mean thing to do to the play. But I don't know. I feel the play would understand. I'd be like, can we just do this play later? All right. Then as for Lawrence Fishburne, this is a really sad situation. Lawrence Fishburne is like, please ask me why I'm not in The Matrix, because I'm upset about it. He's not in it. He was never asked, and he was never even told why he wasn't asked to come back. I think that's incredible. And his absence is really felt in the movie. And I love Yahya Abdul Mateen II. I mean, if anyone's that just shows how great a loss it is that you're like, I love Yahya, but I still am wondering where Lawrence Fishburne is. So I think that's kind of uncool and will, I think, haunt this movie, particularly because Lawrence Fishburne is going to get asked more about it, and he's clearly very happy to talk about it. So, I don't know, maybe Warner Brothers should call his agent and be like, what movie would you like to be in if you stop talking about this? Or you say it's all good? Now, as for my statement in the trailer reaction, some of you were, because I said Jaws introduced the blockbuster, and then The Matrix evolved it. And also I said paved the way for comic book movies. And a lot of you are like, no, what about Superman, Grace, in 1978 or something? And what about Blade, which came out the year before? Totally correct. But I'm talking about VFX. So The Matrix showed what was possible with VFX and that audiences liked to see it. So Hollywood said, because think about Blade. Blade is more of a traditional, movie. It doesn't have tons of VFX in it. So Hollywood said, oh, wow, people love watching people do all this crazy stuff. But, because Hollywood loathes an original idea. That's why they're so hard to get made. So they said, I want to see people do the flippy flips, but under what pretext? Under what context would they do it? So they said, hey, look, comic books. People love comics. Let's adapt that. And then we'll have, a backup. We'll have, some fans already excited for it. So that's how comic book movies were, of course, being made, but they weren't, also like Batman and stuff like that, but the reason you see so many comic book movies today is because Hollywood wants VFX extravaganzas, and The Matrix is the one that opened the door to that. So I just wanted to clarify that, just so you guys, a little bit of film school for you right there. I also feel that the VFX here are noticeably sharper, but also a little more subtle, which I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm like, I barely noticed your amazing VFX. Let's think about that for a moment. Excuse me. And then also, the only thing I'll tell you, and then I'm not going to give you any other spoilers, although I'm going to point out some shots that reveal things here that anyone could discern if they had an eagle eye and were dissecting the trailer. But it's not going to be spoilers from anything. But I did tweet out that this story will involve video games. And I only bring that up because I think it's an interesting commentary on today, that so many people went on to willingly plug themselves into the Matrix, so to speak. And I think that if Lana Wachowski can comment on that, that might be really interesting, right? So I'm excited. I mean, I know that there's going to be problems with it. The Wachowskis have too spotty, well, this is only one of them, but they just have too spotty a track record. But I'm sure I'm going to like a whole lot of it. Also, Keanu Reeves is so adorable in this movie. That alone. And also, again, I'm so happy to see so many of these actors. All right, let's break it down. So we start off with this shot of San Francisco. And the front line looks maybe it's just a very sharp shot, but to me it looks a little fake. It looks kind of VFX-like they put those buildings in the front. But I did check, if anyone's in San Francisco, go find the street. But I did check, and that background is correct for San Francisco, even with the bridge and those two major buildings all in the shot. So it could be a real street, but maybe then they put a super sharp, weird filter on it, and they condense the depth to give it a little bit of a fake feel. Because, I think we all think we're in the Matrix in this shot. And it looks like a beautiful day. What a nice place. It's like Sims, right? We plug ourselves into the Matrix. It's hilarious. All right. So we start off, and there is, hold on, a black cat. Remember the black cat program from the films. This was how Neo was able to, and other characters or the audience would tell that there was a change in the Matrix. There was a change in the coding, and so that would often cause the cat, it's like, again, like a real video game, something that was running in the background to glitch. So that's why he's triggered by the black cat. Showed up in the first movie and in the third film. I'm not familiar with the video game, which is apparently canon, so if you have any video game comments to add in, we'd love to hear them. All right, apparently that's where Morpheus was killed. He's like, Lawrence Fishburne's like, you killed me in a video game? And now I'm not even in the damn fourth movie? Whatever. All right, so I love these glasses on Neil Patrick Harris. This was a great idea. The way they catch the light, beautiful. I like Neil Patrick Harris. So we have a lot of quick shots here. So here's the most beautiful one that they used for the poster frame from the studio. Look, he's in the Matrix. Oh, I wonder what that white square is in the middle there first. Is that like a screen or something? But isn't that interesting? So yes, it's all built by code, just like a real computer program or a real game. But Neo can see the code in his dreams. So this is interesting. So this is like some kind of assassin, and the Matrix activates him. And, I guess Neo's a little out of shape. He's like, whew, I got to catch this bullet? I mean, I guess, yeah, he's catching the bullet. I wonder who he's trying to assassinate. Oh, maybe it's Trinity, because I think they're in that coffee shop. See, I just got that from the trailer. All right. So anyway, I think that's the assassin being worked on. I think it's crazy the machines give him a little modesty patch. They're like, we're aware of movie ratings. I'm like, I don't know. I think you just have like a machine moving over him at a very good time to cover that up. Machines are like, I don't want to see that. All right. So I think that's the assassin. They're like, all right, kill that dude. So there's Morpheus, young Morpheus. That's so insulting, Lawrence Fishburne. But there's Yahya. I love Yahya. It's not Yahya's fault. Yahya, why should he turn down a plum gig? So then we see some more fighting. in the rain. Someone triggered the sprinklers. Now this, pay attention to this shot. This is actually a close-up of something that happens at the end of the trailer. But you can see they grab hands. Powers activated. And that's, that's what seems to be happening in this shot. All right. I don't know if I would give that away. And then there's, again, I'm not referencing anything that's a spoiler that I know of from the leaks. All right. This is just all stuff you would get from the trailer. So then there is Trinity, looks like Trinity. So maybe we will get another scene where she jumps in the air. Why wouldn't you include that in the trailer? Because we've already seen it. But I don't care. I'm very happy for Carrie Anne-Moss. And then some more a lot of quick shots. You're killing me, Matrix. So then more machines. That looks interesting. I wonder if there are people sitting in there having a little machine conversation. Then, maybe that's what it is, and he's in one of them. Maybe are Trinity and Neo across from each other? They got special pods. VIP treatment, baby. And I'm wondering whose hand this is. I can't tell who it is. The fingernails look a little similar to Keanu. I'm not sure. I mean, the ring is obviously important, but I can't make out the ring. And there's some assistant back there, so it's a corporate setting. All right. And so that wakes you out of the dream, the snap. And so there's Neil Patrick Harris. Loving the socks, buddy. Love the sensible shoes. He looks great. I love the whole room. Look at that blanket back there. What a cozy place. I love it. He's like, am I crazy? Neil Patrick Harris does great delivery. He says, we don't use that word in here. What a great guy. I feel better already. Thanks, Neil. So, getting all ready here. Village Roadshow. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. So I love that. I think the line between Keanu in real life and in his roles is blurring. He even has the John Wick hair, just as he does. Well, he has a beard here, I guess, so that's the difference. But I don't know. I'd be like, Keanu, does he need to change it up a little bit? I mean, a movie star is someone who you always know what you're going to get and you like it. And I think we like it. So he's got that little rubber ducky on his head. And then is he crying in the bathtub or is that sweat? I feel so bad for him. Don't cry, Neo. Look how nice your apartment is. So he sees Trinity, who I have to say, good for Carrie Anne-Moss that she can be so badass as Trinity, but yet here, where she's clearly different, she does seem very different. I really like her a lot. She was, of course, in the Marvel Netflix shows, as was Jessica Henwick, who we'll be seeing momentarily. She was great on those shows. She's like, do we know each other? He's like, do we? So he's taking blue pills. He's taking tons of them. Tons of blue pills. And it's not working out so good. So look at this. There are birds flying in formation, but I suspect it's either a glitch again or maybe there's a message. That's why he's looking at it. So, because they seem to be in an odd shape for birds. So that's what I think that might be. We'll see. This is a great shot, although there ain't nothing wrong with watching videos on your phone. So he's in the elevator with these people, and they're all on their phones. And this is a great shot. He just looks so adorable and innocent there. Keanu, you just want to constantly give him a hug. So, and that's gorgeous. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous elevator. And it gets even cooler. Look at this shot. I was wondering how they got this shot, and I'll tell you how. You can see. And amazing, where did they put the camera that you don't see it? The advancements in technology are incredible. You're in the bottom of that elevator, and that's a mirror on the top of the elevator. That is just an incredible, incredible shot. So look at him. Oh, look at him wearing that hat. Keanu, you look so great. You're breaking. It's just Keanu having great sympathy. It's like a Keanu Hallmark movie. So he's like, no more blue pills in this also amazing bathroom. This movie's architecturally brilliant. So some of you feel this might be the little girl grown up from the original Matrix movies, and I think that's a pretty good guess. So he's starting to go off the beaten path. He's going to the cooler parts of town. All right, so some of you think that might be Agent Smith, and I thought that was at first too, but when you see it slowly, I don't think that's Agent Smith, particularly because Hugo Weaving said he's not in the movie. He said it didn't work out. Maybe he let him use their likeness, but I don't think so. I don't think that, it doesn't look enough like him. I think it would be clear if it was Hugo Weaving. So don't worry, there's some cool stuff coming. All right, so here's Morpheus. I'll be curious to see what this doesn't totally jive with everything that I've heard. So there's weird stuff going on with Morpheus. All right, so just keep an eye on Morpheus. So I like that he's like, finally, a different color pill. Yeah, I've been chucking these blue pills for years. So he's like, give me that red pill. Lana Wachowski, good for her. Oh, there's the White Rabbit again. Follow the White Rabbit, but this time it's on Jessica Henwick using her natural British accent. That's right, she has a British accent. Although, considering how bad the blue pills are, should you follow someone with blue hair? Or maybe she wears it ironically. But I'd certainly ask her about it. I'd be like, is there someone with red hair around here that maybe I should follow instead? But boy, talk about trying to get their time finally. Jessica Henwick has she's paid her dues. She's put in the time. She, of course, was on the Marvel Netflix shows and Iron Fist, but also she was supposed to be Rey. She auditioned to be Rey and she got to the finals, but she just lost out to Daisy Ridley, who, to be fair, did a wonderful job as well. But hopefully Jessica Henwick's train has finally come in. So she's like, oh, I like that shot with the water on the roof. So they go, oh yeah, we're doing fun stuff now, baby. We're cooking with gas. So I like this. So we hear Morpheus saying, something you love is still. He's like, I love it. I love her. Something you love is still in the Matrix. And you can see on Trinity, that's really cool. That's again, subtle but advanced VFX. So here we're having another training session. And he's like, you don't know me. And he's like, yeah, I know I look different, but trust me, same screenwriter. Boy, Keanu does that with his hands a lot in this movie, right? He's like, I do the blast a lot, yeah. I'd be like, I don't know if you should do that all the time. But let's see. That's pretty cool. Property damage. Don't worry, we'll just rebuild it. It's in the Matrix. So here's everybody plugged in, enjoying their video game. So let's see here. That looks like I remember that's like a damaged section. Interesting. The machine's like, we will rebuild in a new space. So they cut a lot of stuff from this roof sequence. Although this is cool. This is cool. I will admit this is some cool action, but it's not the level of action that I want to see. Then see, very subtle. An agent downloading himself into local law enforcement. We've seen that before, but again, you're like, it's very subtle. Although look at this. Oh my God, he breaks my heart again. Oh, don't shoot him. Of course not. But he looks so cute and adorable. I'm like, I don't think anyone could shoot him. Now look at this. All right, so they're in some kind of hacker den, and they shoot this missile through the screen, and look, it goes through. And they're escaping into a train. So we're going to have a cool Inception-like, that's true. I guess Christopher Nolan to a degree does owe a little bit to the Wachowskis. So it goes through into the train and then it's going to explode the train. Isn't that fascinating? I'm excited about this. Ooh, look at the cherry blossoms. It must be the bullet train in Japan. Explosion. Good thing none of these people are real. It's a computer program, I hope. It's got to be, or else they wouldn't be able to do those movements. Look, that guy's got a mask on. Premonition of things to come. So we have some fight sequences. That's great, Neo. Glad to see you getting in on it. There's some Morpheus is like, I prefer the guns. They're in an office of some kind. I wonder how that'll play out. So, yep, more being birthed by machines. That looks a little alien-like to me, like Sigourney Weaver. So here we got some Trinity fighting. She looks great. Look at that. Stop touching stuff, Yahya Abdul Mateen II. It gets you in trouble every movie. He's great. Look, so we got some more jumping from Jessica Henwick. I don't know, maybe because she's not wearing all black leather. I still feel it's not quite Trinity level in my opinion. There's still some cool shots coming though. I hope this has a great score like the original. Now look at this. See, that's very Inception. Where the door is on the side, they come in, and then the gravity changes. And we have also a hallway fight. Oh, they're checking all the boxes. So look, she's firing after them. She's like, why do I wear pink pants today? Interesting. Take note of Morpheus there. All right. Now, I love this. So one person jumps out a window, and someone jumps out after them. So that's fascinating to me. And I think that might be, is that Morpheus there? That looks like Morpheus and Jessica Henwick. All right. Oh, I think that might be Jonathan Groff. I hope it is. Does Jonathan Groff get a fight scene? It would make me so happy if he did. All right, so there we go. And then look at this. Next up, See, that's when they join their hands. So, tiny bit of a spoiler there. I don't know if I would have given that away in the trailer. They know we go through these things shot by shot. So here he is doing the hand thing again, blocking the bullets. Seems a little more strenuous for him these days. Interesting. Now, this is the motorcycle. I wonder how many of these people are CGI, because we, of course, saw them filming this. So, look. So, he doesn't... I said it was like airbending. Someone was like, there's no air in the Matrix, Grace, in the comments. And I'm like, yeah. I said it was like airbending, but he bent the missile. And that's what he did. Also, it looks like air to me. So, maybe they're lying about... I mean, maybe they changed the rules. Maybe this is a new Matrix program, and they decided to put air in there. But you can see the air ripples there on the right. So... And he doesn't even blow up that. He just puts it next to it to go off. That was very nice of him. He's like, you guys are trying to kill us, but... So then they jump, and that was scene filmed in location, so they did some of that practical. And then he's taking a meeting. We'll find out, I'm sure, soon. Oh, look, there's a D on the desk, because that matched the office that we saw being blown up moments ago. But Jonathan Groff, looking so cool. Jonathan Groff, I hope you have lots of scenes. He's like, we're returning to where it all started, the Matrix. And I believe that's like part of the video game conversation. And then they're like, oh yeah, the Matrix, baby. Can we make this a big franchise? Universal brought back Jurassic Park. Maybe they can bring back the Matrix. I would be all for it, but I don't know. I mean, they had to bring back, a different creative team to bring back, Spielberg is Spielberg, but, it lost its mojo. But they were lucky to find Colin Trevorrow, who I think's done a very good job with handling the Jurassic franchise. And I think Lana Wachowski, as much as I'm a fan of her work and a lot of what she's doing here, she's made a lot of mistakes. So maybe these other screenwriters can help her out there. So anyway, what do you think? What do you think? Share your thoughts down below. Thank you for going over this with me. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.